Oh, is this in focus? Yeah, hello everyone. I just posted the vlog for this project. We just wrapped this. I do have I could do a couple more retouches I think, but for now we're just gonna leave it. It is getting picked up tomorrow. I have loved seeing it in the studio every day. It actually brings me so much joy. It pretty much makes me feel how I want my work to make other people feel, so I'm hoping it also does that for you guys. I just feel like it's really joyful and reminds me a lot of childhood things. Like the base layer reminded me of Jawbreakers, of like those weird foam things that you sat on in the pool. Someone else said scratch art, which I agree with, especially with the black. A lot of my work is about inducing childhood wonder and childhood nostalgia, so, or at least that's what I aim to do secretly. So I'm happy. I have this massive bubble tea, it's the size of my head. Good, lemon black tea with pearls. Less sugar, less ice. I'm thinking that today we can have a chill day. Since we just wrapped this big project, I don't have anything pressing to do today. And I've got a bookshelf full of reference books that I haven't really sifted through for a long time. So I think there's gonna be some treasure in there for us to find. And if you're not doing anything too today, maybe you can do that too. Have a sip and climb up and get some books. And then we're gonna do some sketchbooking and we're gonna have a chat. Okay, let's do it. Young man, there's no need to go down, I said, young man. Da 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 da. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we've got, of course, my gorgeous pencils. These are my Prismacolor Premier pencils. So we've got the warm colors in here, and we've got my cool colors in here. A lot of people ask what these are, and they're just like vintage first aid boxes. So these ones are specific to my state. So I'm not sure if you can get the same ones wherever you are. You might be overseas. You could find them online, I guess, but it says Trafalgar first aid kit. You'll probably be able to, if you wanted a dupe, you could use a toolbox or whatever. Just anything that has that mechanism. I don't know what it's called, the foldy outy thing. But yeah, we've got pencils. I'm thinking, do we also use oil pastels for fun? I think we can. And then I wanted to use my beloved pen, which I used last time I was sketching on camera a few vlogs back, and it is my inky pen, which is I found via a TikTok creator. I love it. It's a fountain pen. So let's grab my sketchbook. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you want to design and build a beautiful website, you can do it all in one place with Squarespace. Okay everyone, so we have everything we need. We've got our sketchbook. This one's by Lecterm 1917. It's my favorite. I do love them. Do I recommend them? It just depends what you want in a sketchbook. The pages are a little thin, but I just like using them. They are a bit expensive as well. So let's get started, shall we? Basically, we're just playing. We're doing sketching for sketching's sake. It's not for anything. Maybe a couple paintings might come out of it, maybe not. You guys have seen this book before, briefly, in one of my other studio vlogs when I was looking for inspiration. It was the vlog where I got a new computer and painted a painting. It was that vlog, so if you want to check that out, you can. But I had saved a couple of pages that I wasn't doing anything with at that time, just so that I could refer to it in the future with these little bookmarks. So I think I want to do a few sketches just based on these. And again, these are illustrations, so I'm never going to make a painting out of these. But I may sketch something that leads to something else that I then turn into a painting, if that makes sense. This also doesn't credit any illustrators. It's kind of licensed from a library of illustrations. Illustrations from the Basic Science Education series, Unitext, written by Bertha Morris Parker and published by Harper & Row, used by permission. Should we just go through and get started and just have some fun? There's no expectations, nothing. Maybe I'll draw some animals. We could draw some dinosaurs. Do we dare? I would love to use some color, but lately I've just been sketching in black and white and I've really, really loved it. Do it like this. Yeah. Brachiosaurus. The first sketches are always bad after you haven't done them for a long time. Their feet are not what I thought dinosaurs' feet were like. Yay, little dino. Hello, little dino friend. Cute. I love this pen. So this pen I saw a TikToker use and I was like, I would like to buy that. It is, FYI, Sailor Japan. I'll put everything in the description if I can remember to. Some pterodactyls. This is, again, a warm-up, and I am unafraid to look stupid, which is a skill of mine, which actually has helped my career, I feel, because it means that I have been able to post my work online without caring too much if it ends up being bad. Or maybe it's just a lack of foresight, Because I do look back and think, wow, that looks ugly. But I'm also like, glad it's there. This is a pterodactyl. I don't know if you can tell, there's the little legs. You can't actually tell. I don't want to draw dinosaurs because they're already like possibly not accurate. Do we just go in for a horsey? I've always loved drawing horses. My dad says that I've always been able to, I'm not saying I'm an expert, I just mean like I had figured out the horses, like how to draw the muscles and stuff at a young age. Like Papa said that that's something he noticed, which is interesting. Well, that is not good. That is a lie then. I guess I don't know the muscles. It's only very recently that I started doing sketches like with a pen. Like I would usually do sketches with a pencil just because I think there's more room for error like that. But I kind of love that you have to be bold. Let's do a little sleepy baby. Oh, cutie. Love that you have to be bold when using pen because if you're shaky, it can look really bad. Elephant, do we dare? We've left no space, so sorry about that. That's very cartoonish, lol. I don't really get a lot of time to do sketchbook stuff anymore. When I use my sketchbook, it's usually either for preparation for like a project, whether it be like ideation, brainstorming, stuff like that. Oh, I like this. This is cute. I love when like land is cut away. Like, oh, that's such a bad description of what I'm trying to say. What is it, like a cross section? I love a cross section of land. I love compositions of landscapes that are really dioramic. I don't know if you've noticed that in my work, but I love when things are, so I'm just drawing my little trees. I love when things like are in layers, if that makes sense. I don't know if it helps me figure out the landscape and it just makes it easier for me so I'm not taking in so much information. Or it's like a way for me to organize visual information, but I just love it. And that looks like a cross section because we've got the grass on top. You guys have a copy of my book Bandits. You'll have seen like a massive cross section of land, which actually tells a story because it's the deeper down the dirt goes, the more like you see about society. So it's like on the top, there's a lot of like the rocks and rubble. Then lower, we've got fallen trees and we've got machinery and stuff like that. So clearly this post-apocalyptic world that my book is set in, not as scary as it sounds, is due to like deforestation and stuff like that. Anyway, when I do this, I'm not trying to do something more realistic. Like what I'm trying to do is put a peachy lens over it, if you will. Like I am trying to, I would say like appropriate the image so that it is in my style in the world that exists in my work rather than just copying it. So we're getting inspiration from composition. If I was using color, we might be getting inspiration from color. We're getting inspiration from one place, but then we're incorporating these shapes and like these types of rocks, and maybe there's a type of water that I do. Do you know what I mean? I'm an advocate for ugly ass sketchbook. I'll be the advocate for you guys. Your sketchbooks can be hideous. It's okay. Sketchbooks aren't meant to be cute all the time. They can be cute accidentally, but they also can be placed. I mean, they can be whatever you want, but for me, I prefer them to be a place that I'm not afraid to make ugly crap because I'm figuring out ideas generally in sketchbooks. This pen has really like just bettered my experience with sketchbooking because it becomes like I'm really present when I'm using it. That's a tree. I mean, I can imagine the painting that comes from this, but you guys are probably just like, what are you doing? Maybe it'll be something one day. Trigger warning, sharpener sound. Okay. Interesting. We're going next page. I can't stand it. Volcano! I want to draw a version of this. Blue, orange, and yellow. I love drawing volcanoes. I know that they're like, I actually don't think about them being violent. Like I just like a cute volcano exploding. It's like when you lose your cool, when you lose your temper. That's what I think of when I think of a volcano. But of course there's so much destruction and stuff. That's going to be it coming through the base. I don't like this because it looks like a vein and it scares me. But we will be making it explode. And then we're going to, of course, have Angry Baby. Teehee, that's funny. I really loved working on that massive whale tail project. It was just so lovely to come in every day and just I could assign time to that because it was a project. And I think I need to do that more with personal work, and I always say I have to. I know this already, but I just don't put it into practice. But feeling like what it felt to go in every day and paint, like it just felt so relaxing. And I have a break from the computer, you know? Maybe we put some green. This is not the right green. I don't like it. Browns. Oopsies. Is this brown even dark? It's not even dark enough. Dark brown. That's not dark. What about this? Those are too similar. The only time that I have so many doubles is because I bought it for a book, and this is probably for bandits. Oh, what is wrong with me? They are not nearly different enough. What's bothering me? Oh, yeah, yes, that is good. Okay, so we'll do the richer, brighter color first. But anyway, note to self, make time for just doing stuff for doing stuff's sake. And look, I'm already putting into practice an angel, following my own advice. Wow, so good. It's okay if they're uneven. This is a sketchbook. And I'm just like making sure I have fun with like being loose. A lot of my work is really rigid, which is something I really want to change. I feel like my work is too uptight, and that's just like also my personality. And we got that dark one. Oh, this is a grey. I don't know about this choice. I have to go over it with brown later. Yippee! Little volcano friend. Like, I don't really like this, but it was fun. I actually don't like it. Now I'm like thinking, how would I have made that better as a composition? First, let's do some trees. They're going to be terrified, obviously, deep down, because they're going to die. This man is exploding. So how would I make this composition better? I'm sorry if it's so sunny right now. Well, first let's do a bounding box so we have like some sort of reference to composition. I'd probably like to put the volcano in the middle up here. And we also want it to go down. And like, I don't know if this is true. I didn't read this. I'm just thinking, but I'm assuming there's lava under the ground. I don't know if that's true. We have that, and then I also want space for smoke. Just because I love to draw smoke, you know? And then we've got clouds, we want more space for that. Indicating the wind. Of course we need our little angry face. It would be better to put it up there, but since the lava's there, we can't really do that, can we? Unless we don't have lava going through the mountain and it's just going through the ground, so you can just see it boiling up. Like, something like this is so novel, but it really could be an artwork about like when you hold stuff in, it just gets worse and worse until you explode. That's just me being silly now, isn't it? Yeah, and I just love the look of like scribbling for the lava. It's very Oliver Jeffers, I have to say, but I do love it. Oh, and we definitely do a sunset, wouldn't we? Something that obviously the yellow can't be where the fire is. Maybe it's a yellow to blue. Yeah, that would be pretty. That would be a much more fun composition, and I think it's because of the scale. The scale means that like the volcano ends up looking really small and the world ends up looking really small, and I love that personally. I honestly would love to do like educational imagery. Like, I don't think it would be very informative, but it would just be funny to give it personality, you know? I think that's why my books can be so interesting for kids, because it's like I would just want to do that. Oh, that's cool. Grumpy Mountain. Grumpy. Cute. That looks like a lamp. What the hell? Next page. It's like mining for diamonds. You have to dig before you can find anything. Oh. Also, guys, feel free to use this as inspiration. Please don't use my sketches as inspiration, but please feel free to use this as inspiration if you want. Look at this angry boy. Should we draw this? It's so funny. Well, first we'll draw the first mushroom, shall we? Have you guys watched Where the Crawdads Sing? I think that's what it's called. My friend hosted like a little viewing for it, and I had no idea what it was going to be. I thought it was going to be this other show because I saw the poster and I just assumed that it was like this Australian movie, and I was like, oh, an Australian movie, but it's like not Australian at all, which is fine. I enjoyed it. I cried. I don't know if you want to spoil it. Basically, the ending, holy crap, I had no idea. I was there's a love story, and I was just like crying, being like, oh, so gorgeous. And then something happens at the end. There's a reveal, and I'm like, what the frig? I can shed tears over this person. I am scared because they are also terrible. I know that we empathize with her because she's the main character, but she also did a really bad thing, and it's scary. What are these colors I'm using? So crazy. If I did this in my work and every picture was just like me exploring, it's just not the vibe for me. Definitely fine for some people to do, but a lot of my work exists within the same universe, and if I haven't figured out how it lives in that universe and it just looks so off, I can imagine it really being disruptive to like the viewer, and I don't want that. And so I will not have it. So they're taking away my little whale tail tomorrow. So sad, because I truly loved it. I love seeing it in here. I don't want it to go, and I'm scared that when they move it, it's going to be ruined somehow. This is going to be like a soft announcement because I might make a vlog about the entire process, but my work's going to be in The Sims 4. I am so excited. This is like a huge deal for me. I cannot believe my work's going to be in a video game, let alone a huge video game that I've played. You know how I've been doing like limited edition shirt stuff? I was asked to design some clothes for The Sims as like a limited edition rare item. There's going to be like a thrifting element to the new Sims, and it's something that you can then resell to like other like fake Sims, or like not fake Sims, but the Sims that aren't your people. And then you'll be able to see like those Sims walking around in the game with wearing the stuff that you've sold to them. So excited. I can't wait to play. I hate this color palette. This is too psychedelic. It's not like, yes, my work has fantasy elements. I don't feel like it's fantasy, but it is very whimsical. But this is too fantastical for me. I have to draw the line. Cuties. Though they are adorable. It's so sunny now. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about the contrast. Should I move my desk? We're going back to this pen. Really sorry about the contrast. I hate it. Okay, sorry everyone. I just realized that my battery died. So I used that as an opportunity to get out of the sun. I totally forgot that we had oil pastels. What does oil pastels with calligraphy pen look like? I literally have no idea what I'm doing. That is a tartan crocodile. It's a shell. I wonder if I can put this on top of the oil pastel. I just feel that if I do that, it's gonna ruin the pen. I don't want to risk that because I really like the pen. Oops, I didn't wait for it to dry again. Oh my god, this squid is so cute with its eyes like that. This was probably for the skunk because I do love a skunk. I do love a skunk. Oh, look at these little flowers. They're cute. Should I draw them? Now we let it dry. Is it dry? I'm too impatient. What was here? Oh, these trees. Lol, they're so cute. Do we dare draw them? I like those. Green grass. This is one of those trees that goes like this. I just love, it's almost like the sketchbook translates the reference images into the language of my work. If you guys have any good draw this in your styles that you've seen lately, I'd love to do another one soon. Like participate in one. Yay. I like that. There's a page in here that I really like with trees. Where is it? Is it in the sketchbook? Or maybe it's not. Excuse me. Excuse me, Pastel. How dare you put this here? Maybe we try a different reference book. Okay, this book, sorry, Grant's Guide to Fishing. I actually used this in my Year 12 art assignment. Why did I think this? Who knows? This is my dad's book. This is from my dad's house. Wow, look at these gorgeous babes. Dory! Hi, I'm Dory. Do I feel like drawing fish? I don't think I do. Do we want to draw some animals? This one we haven't used before. What is this? Someone's left some paper. That's nice. We could use that later. What a gorgeous illustration. This belonged to a J. Hoskins. I love a good inscription. Anything. Is that Mount Fuji?
I bet it's not, and I look like such a fool. I'm so bad with geography and anything like outside of whatever I do for a living. Strange Animals of Australia! That's me! Oh, that was fast. Oh, this is a cute page, isn't it? So gorgeous. I love drawing deer in the same way that I love drawing horses, like their muscles and their legs and their little hooves. I just think it's so fun to, when you nail it, you just feel so good. Should we just draw what we want to? Thoughts, everyone? Since there's an apple on this page, I'm just going to go with that. And we love a pink lady in this household. No, it was dirty. Yucky. Get that out of here. I love carving out shapes with black. I just think it's so, the contrast is just, oh, it looks so good in my opinion. You guys have seen me draw all this before, but this is my sketching time. I'm so excited for Peachtober, guys. I feel like I have recovered, and now I'm stoked to do it again. I'm so excited. Are you guys excited? I have like written a prompt list, a rough one, not confirmed, and I'm just like, when do I release this? Because last time I released it in September, and people started posting, and I was like, guys, you need to, I can't release it in September if you guys are going to start posting in September. It's an October challenge, and I want it to be so that we can see all together. And I also really, it makes it difficult for me to, if you want me to share your work, if you posted it in September, because I only check the hashtag on the day of when people are supposed to post. Oh, that looks yummy. I've been loving drawing trees lately. I'm sure you've probably noticed that in my work. It's funny because I started drawing apples. Like, I just get obsessed with things. I started drawing apples because of Bandits. Bandits is like an adventure story about friendship, is how I would describe it. I don't know how my publisher would describe it or the people that have read it. Essentially, like, there is this girl and she has no family. She's living in this city. It's really grey. It's really tidy though, and they're really safe, supposedly. The people that live in the city start to get really angry because there's these bandits that are coming at night and they're making a mess and they're stealing. And this is an ordered city. This is like a, I would say, sterile city, but they're safe and they're clean and they love it, and there are no trees anymore in this world. And so this girl called Fern, why am I recounting my book? I'm sure some of you have already read it. There are bandits that are coming, and she's like hearing about this. There's wanted posters all over being like, do you know anything about these bandits? Like, we want to get rid of them. And she's like, that's so weird. And she sees them and she's like, hey, that's them. I'm going to go get them. And so she follows them out of the city. And they drop their bag of loot. And she's like, hey. So she grabs their bag of loot and she's still following them. She's never been outside the city walls. It's like forbidden for people to go outside the city walls. And she chases after them and she's like running through this landscape. Hands the bandits back their bag. And in that bag is just apple cores that they've been collecting from the trash, which is why it's so messy. They're collecting these apple cores and she's like, it's just rubbish. And then the bandits kind of show her that like, no, this isn't garbage. Like, you can plant this and you can grow trees and fruit. And she's like, there's this whole world out here. And she ends up like living with them. I mean, spoiler, but anyway, that story, because it revolved around apple cores or apples, I started becoming obsessed with drawing apples, and that was like a couple years or a year before the book was released. I started appearing in my work, and now trees are my obsession. I wonder if I don't have a book brewing about trees, but yeah, I would love to do something with trees, because since I've loved drawing them so much. I wonder what you guys are working on. I love when people post on Instagram when I've released a video and they're like, here's what I'm working on. I love having like a little peek at your studios, and also like what you're working on while you're watching my videos. It's so interesting to me. Just love the texture that they have. Does this blue look nice? Would that be a nice addition? Too late now. I watch Love Island a lot. Like, I love trashy reality shows. I mean, not all of them, but just to give you a sense of my taste, I love Love Island UK. I will watch the other Love Islands out of the fact that I want to watch Love Island UK. I loved Love is Blind 2. That was really good. I used to love Big Brother back in the day. I really like Big Brother now. The way that it is. I liked it when it was live. Anyway, I love Love Island. I've been trying to get Nate to watch Love Island with me for like 3 years. He refuses. When we're hanging out with other friends and we're like chatting about Love Island, and he's just like, I don't know what this is. Finally, I've cracked him. We're starting to watch Love Island. I'm so excited. Like, I'm so freaking excited. I think he was under the impression that it was like just any other reality show, and he's not really interested in love reality shows. We do watch Real Housewives together, which of course I love also. Love the Beverly Hills one and the New York one. We've started watching Love Island. I'm so excited because it's not just like, I feel like Love Island's special. I feel like the producers are insane. Like, on that show. Like, I love the way that it's kind of live. I mean, we can't vote because we're not from the UK, but the people in the UK can vote. So they kind of represent you and they kind of have similar views to you. The producers are just so clever. And I know it's probably awful for the contestants, but they're like adapting the game for what's going on. So if someone's getting close to someone else, someone that's exactly that person's type will be let into the house to obviously like crush that relationship. Which of course, if this was real life, I'd be like, oh my God, that's so awful. But because it's in reality, I'm like, I remember when I first watched it, I was like, wow, that's cool. I've never seen that before. Basically what I'm saying is that I like trash TV and I'm so excited that Nate wants to watch Love Island with me. So if we're not watching this season, I feel like this season's a bit boring. I don't like how they let the audience choose. I feel like it creates more, like there's more of an element of they're able to express who they're interested in if they're choosing. Because I kind of think that like the contestants just settled in their couple because they were like, oh, this person's been chosen for me, this must be good. So I hope next year that they don't do it like that. I'm a bit behind, so please no spoilers, but I'm up to Casa Amor. They've just come back, so like the recoupling has happened. Obviously juicy. There's people I don't like and there's people that I'm like, oh, okay, but there's no one that I'm like, oh, I ship these people, I want them to be together forever. Oh wait, do you know what I want to do? I want to carve out the portrait, like kind of like what I did on TikTok. I freaking love it. This is kind of like Fig, isn't it? From Bandit. Sorry, I'm talking about Bandit so much. Like, I feel like it's crazy because I don't really post about it. I would love to do more like drawings of Fig and Bo together, like maybe pre the book era. Because I just love their partnership. I think it's really cute. I want to say a big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video as per usual. I just think it's amazing that I have such a flexible online space and it's really easy to update, which means that it's as simple as if I have an idea, I can execute it really quickly. And I think that's really important, especially when you have like an online presence or you want to share your work online. Your online space is the way that you're able to stay in touch with your audience. You don't want any online platform that you're using to be a barrier to you creating and sharing your work. And I think that Squarespace does this excellently. Sometimes when like things are hard to use, it stops you from doing them because it becomes a barrier to your creativity and it just feels like too much. But I'm just so glad my website isn't that for me. I've heard like friends of mine who use other platforms like complain about how difficult they are to use. And if you've never tried it, go to squarespace.com/furrylittlepeach. You get a free trial and 10% off your first purchase. So my battery died. I don't know how much you heard, but I was just saying that I want to explore bandits a little more. Like I miss these characters, and I think because they appeared in the context of a book being published, like I subconsciously feel that I can't like revisit them unless they're in the context of publishing, which is not the case. So I want to make sure that I'm doing that. So I might do some fan art, aka like just drawing out the characters more like OC or whatever. I had a lot of fun, guys. I hope you like this video. It's very rare that we get to talk outside of like projects and stuff like that. So if you enjoy this, let me know and I can do these more. Thank you for joining me in the studio. It was really lovely to have you as company and I will speak to you very soon. Bye.